Hello everyone, welcome back to my USDJPY market recap series. Today is the 4th of the 12th and we're going to be reviewing Thursday's price action. So for today, on the aspect of news, we had high impact news at 1 a.m., at 5 a.m., and then soon to hit at pre-market and after market. So when we have a look, we had ISM and PMI, services PMI, and President Trump spoke again. News at 1 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. So when we have a look for Thursday, first let's look at 5:30 a.m. Nothing changed. News wasn't so high impact. And as for when Trump spoke at 1 a.m., price went up quite violently and went down in 5 minutes, and then we kind of kept going. But that was still, to be honest, within the normal flow of market. But as for today, I had work again, so I was not able to really look at market that well. But if we can really look at it, when we close that down, we were consolidating for the first few hours, and we went up, and then we broke down, back down again. We invalidated this fair value gap, and then we broke structure, and then we went back into this. Well, actually, the last candle before the break of structure would be here. We could have possibly even had an order block where we filled it and went higher. Pretty much an order block, to be honest. Area, a point of interest that was respected, and then from that, price pushed up again using this nice fair value gap, and then we kind of hit this liquidity zone where we sweep these highs twice. We form a two equal high, pretty much, a little bit off, and then off of that we completely broke structure, going back into a fair value gap. And then this is the best setup that I could have found today when I was looking before I made this video, something that aligned with my strategy. But you know, right here, when we look at 4 p.m. today, we broke structure here, and then from there, this is where you start to look for an entry. You know, that's just how this stuff works. You know, after you're seeing price break down bearish, we look for an entry, and this is where it is. And then from there, honestly, you could reach for, you know, lows like this, but we've smashed that out, and then, you know, you can reach for lows like this as well, and we've just hit that as well. So when we really analyze it, like, really good trade. You know, you've just got that real bearish, that really strong break of structure with a nice candle closing on that break, on that fair value gap. Not so much of a breakaway candle, and you know, a breakaway gap, sorry, where we slowly consolidated back into it, which is a good sign. And then after we've closed under it, after we've closed back onto it, you could even wait for this candle for more confirmation, whatever, if you want to trade safe. But you put above that candle, and it's including its wick, and then from there you just reach for liquidity levels, and as you can see, we absolutely smashed all of them. Absolutely smashed. Like, you can't even see where we're reaching for on the 5 minute here. Only on the 1 hour can you see that, you know, we've got this Monday liquidity from when we swept that. So this is just for you to see how market moves in these patterns and in these ways. Like, it's so fascinating to see, really. And once you start to really analyze a pair and you really start to focus on it, and you can see how it moves specifically, which is the reason why I personally only trade USDJPY for the time being, because I can still consider myself a beginner. I'm still on my way to profitability, so I don't want to complicate it for myself. But when we really see this, I mean, it's perfect. This is text work. Like, we're gonna sweep this low. We might continue low or whatever it is, but we know that we can use this as a point of interest for our take profits, for our stop, whatever it may be. But once you start seeing these patterns, you can really, start to see how things move. But yeah, that's it for me, really. For predictions for tomorrow, honestly, I don't have much to say. First we need to see how price reacts off of this liquidity sweep, see if we're going to push up higher. If anything, this is a 1 hour order block. The candle before the break of structure, but we've broken through it, so I don't really know. We've already did actually respect it. We already did respect this order block right here. We tapped into it at 4 a.m. So let's look at 4 a.m. We tapped into it here, and then honestly, like, as soon as we get this candle here, you can protect it at the bottom and reach for 2. But honestly, this isn't really a trade you should ever take, because you're literally going against daily bias. Like, you could still trade this. Like, this is a nice movement, but I personally wouldn't. You're going against daily bias, and it's not pointing to you at all. The only thing you have is an hourly water block, which is a good confluence. It is. Like you've just predicted price for the next few hours right here with this order block, but it's just, there's no point on risking it against, bias, when we've literally, since the start of the day, already been going down. So yeah, that's it for me, really. Thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I will tune in again tomorrow night for our market close review. Anyways, that's it for me. BM Trades out.